the minister. But because he has not, we must stand up to be counted. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I will not indulge you. Can you reply? Order.
Sarah was my second.
I will not indulge you. Either forfeit your time or reply.
Honorable Speaker, and Honorable Nabi is my angle. A cast may befell me, Honorable Speaker. Just 1 minute.
Either you reply or you take your seat.
Honorable Speaker, I want to implore to this House again, once again, honorable members, we are people's representatives. We were voted by farmers who cannot even afford a meal, honorable members. Honorable Speaker, my heart goes to those women in the villages who are watching us now on TV, who went to buy fertilizer and turned out to be fertilizer gushi. Honorable members, kindly, it is not about Kenya Kwanza, it is not about Azimio. It is a moral question. We are not targeting the Meru community, honorable members. Members, you would understand, this is not the first scandal that has fallen at the feet of this minister. We had wrong sugar. Honorable Speaker, we had contaminated sugar released for public consumption, for crying out loud. For how long do you want the members of the public to suffer so that as a house we act? Mithika is a minister. They went and imported sugar that was contaminated, that was not good, that was not fit for human consumption. It went to the people. Cancer cases are now very high. There is a close relationship between cancer and contaminated sugar, edible oil. For when are we going to stand for our people? Honorable members, I beseech you as your colleague, that let's listen to the suffering of the Kenyan people, of the Kenyan Wamboi, of the Kenyan Wanjeku, who cannot be here to speak. Please, for once, let's listen to them. It is not about parties. It is not, and I insist, it is not. Now, Honorable Speaker, a lot of people were reluctant to append their signatures because members of this House have used that opportunity to go and collect bribes from people.
Order, Honorable Amboka. You are out of order.
I withdraw, Honorable Member.
You are totally out of order.
I withdraw. On that, I withdraw and apologize.
Order. Order, honorable members. Order. Order. Honorable Amboka. Order, honorable members. Order, Sirma. Don't get carried away. Order. Don't get carried away and cast aspersions against your colleagues. Just stick to your motion.
I withdraw, honorable members. I withdraw and apologize
to the House.
I withdraw and apologize. Thank you. And honorable members, I beg to reply. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Order, honorable members. Order. Order, honorable members. Before I put the question, order. Before I put the question, you know, this is a motion that has constitutional guidance as to the threshold of the vote. So once I put the question, we'll not have a voice vote. We'll proceed to ring the bell, and I direct that the bell will ring for 5 minutes. Once we close the ringing, we draw the bars, and I did direct you earlier on that we must save the House's time by voting electronically. I hope you have your gadgets working. Order, honorable members. Now I'll put the question, and you have your order paper. I will not read the particularized charges. I'll only read the main charges that pursuant to the provisions of Article 152(6) of the Constitution and Standing Orders 64(1)A and 66, this House resolves that the President dismisses the Honorable Franklin Mithika Linturi from the office of Cabinet Secretary for the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development on the following grounds. Order. 1, gross violation of the Constitution, gross violation of Article 46 of the Constitution, gross violation of Article 73 of the Constitution, gross violation of Article 201 of the Constitution, gross violation of Article 232 of the Constitution, serious reasons for believing that the Cabinet Secretary has committed a crime under national law. A, serious reasons for believing the Cabinet Secretary has committed a crime under sections 100 and 101 of the Penal Code, Cap 63. Serious reasons for believing the Cabinet Secretary has committed a crime under sections 353 and 355 of the Penal Code, Cap 63. Gross misconduct, which is that the minister has failed to exercise public trust in the best interest of the people of Kenya, and this amounts to gross misconduct, contrary to Section 8 of the Leadership and Integrity Act, Cap 185C, has failed in the performance of his duties to the best of his ability to carry out the duties of the office efficiently and honestly, and to carry out the duties in a transparent and accountable manner, and this amounts to gross misconduct, contrary to Section 10A and B of the Leadership and Integrity Act, Cap 185C, has failed to demonstrate professionalism in carrying out duties of the office in a manner that maintains public confidence in the integrity of the office, and this amounts to gross misconduct, contrary to Section 11A of the Leadership and Integrity Act, Cap 185C, misled the public by submitting false information to a departmental committee of the National Assembly that GPC diatomaceous was distributed as a soil conditioner and not as a fertilizer, and this amounts to gross misconduct, contrary to Section 29 of the Leadership and Integrity Act, Cap 185C. Will you now, Sergeant, ring the bell for 5 minutes?
The Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Dr. Moses Wetangula, currently presiding over the business of the House, where the House was just a few minutes ago considering the special motion brought to the House by Honorable Member for Bumula, Honorable Jack Wamboka. The special motion pertains the dismissal of Honorable Mithika Linturi as a Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture, Livestock and Development. And the Speaker has just directed the Sergeant-at-Arms to ring the quorum bell for 5 minutes, after which members will be voting in regards to whether the House will be forming a special select committee to consider the matter. This is a motion that has elicited mixed reactions from members this morning. Some in support of the motion, saying the buck stops with the Cabinet Secretary and that there's need for the country and for the Parliament to protect the country's food basket and the farmers at large. Members against the motion say that they are responsible entities that are charged with the responsibilities of procuring fertilizers for farmers. And therefore, the Cabinet Secretary is not the accounting authority in regards to this particular docket. These are interesting perspectives that came from the chamber this morning, and we'll be awaiting to see how the members will be voting. This will be an electronic vote that members will be undertaking in a few minutes, say in the next 2 minutes or so, to determine whether the House will be proceeding to form an 11-member committee to investigate the charges leveled against Franklin Mithika Linturi, the Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture and Livestock. In the motion by the member for Bumula, the member has listed a couple of grounds for removal. Among them, a gross violation of the Constitution. In the motion, the member states that the minister committed gross violation of the Constitution provision by not undertaking, among others, public participation with leaders, stakeholders, or even departments within the ministry in the implementation of far-reaching policy decisions on matters to do with the procurement and distribution of fertilizer. And according to the honourable member, this action by the Cabinet Secretary violated the provisions of the Constitution on national values and principles of good governance, as required by one who is holding a state office. The member for Bumula, who is the mover of this motion, also says in this motion that the Cabinet Secretary committed gross violation of the Constitution by approving procurement and distribution of fake fertilizer by the National Cereals and Produce Board. This, he says, is a gross violation of national values and principles of good governance, so as far as he acted as a state officer to make as well as implement a public policy and approve the procurement as well as distribution of fake fertilizer. And this is contrary to Article 10, subsection 1B of the Constitution. Members of the
Take your seats, members. Order. Take your seat. Order, honorable members. Order. Take your seats. Order. Order, members. Member for Kericho, take your seat. Order, members, take your seats. Honorable Bashir, take your seats. Order. Order, honorable members. Take your seats and keep your silence. Order, honorable members. Take your seats. If you read your standing orders, when a vote is called, no member is allowed to move about the chamber. You must be in your seats. Member for Marakwet, is it? Who is this member on the feet? That is Yegon. Take your seat. Member for Bomet East, take your seats. Baba Wino, take your seat. Members, in your induction, I'm sure you remember you are told during voting time, no member is allowed to walk about the chamber. Members must maintain silence until we have finished the vote and the results of the vote announced. I'll now direct the clerk to test the gadgets for electronic voting. After they confirm that we're okay with that, then you'll be advised to log in. Can we now have the bars drawn? Any member who is out once you draw the bar will not be allowed in. Doors locked. Excellent. Clerk, are the gadgets working? Maintain your silence for 1 minute as they test the gadgets. Okay, members, log in. Members, log in.
Rachel, check there. Check there.
Order, Kipagendi, what are you doing in the aisle? Take your seat, I'll give you an opportunity. Members, have you logged in? Okay, now that was a trial run. Now remove your cards. Log in. There are 3 votes, yes, no, and abstention. Members, you may now proceed to vote. Hold on.
60 seconds. Yes. You log in for 60 seconds.
Order, honorable members, can you pull your gadgets again? When you log in, you hold for 60 seconds. Then the equipment will be automatically activated for you to vote. So once you log in, you wait to be told to vote. Okay, log in now. Okay, you can now vote. No? Not yet. Is it malfunctioning? Eh? Order, honorable members. Order, honorable members. What appears to be happening is when I'm instructing the House to log in, some of you are taking inordinately long to do so. So by the time the 6 seconds are over, some of you start logging in again. Let's synchronize our conduct now. Take out your cards. Take out your cards. Log in. Okay. And remain silent. Don't vote until you are told to do so. Be patient with the system. It's going to work. Vote now. Order. Member for Busia. I don't know what has been exciting you the whole day. There is no provision in the standing orders for you to clap or to jump or to shout. Any member whose vote is not recorded, and we have the capacity to know, I'll give you an opportunity to register your vote with the clerks. After auditing how you have voted. Order. Order, member for Nandi County. It is out of order to take pictures in the chamber. Order. Yes. Order, honorable members, order. It doesn't matter. Take your seat. Order, honorable members. Order. Order, honorable members. I know there could be members whose gadget may have malfunctioned. This is a vote that has a critical threshold. Once we have reached the threshold, it matters not whether you voted or not. Because that's what it is. Now the results of the electronic voting is as follows. Order, Honorable Mbadi, you are lucky the bars are drawn. You would have walked out. The results of the vote are as follows. Ayes 149. Order, the noes 36, abstentions 3. The threshold required to carry the vote is 117. So the vote is carried, the ayes have it. Order, take your seats. Order. Order. Order, honorable members. Honorable members, I have a short communication. Following the resolution of the special motion, order. Order, honorable members. Following the resolution of the special motion under order number 13 relating the removal of Honorable Franklin Mithika Linturi from the office of the Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture and Livestock Development pursuant to Article 152(6) of the Constitution, I wish to guide the House on the next process as envisaged in the Constitution and our standing orders. Honorable members, Article 152(7) of the Constitution requires that, and I quote, if a motion under Clause 6 is supported by at least 1/3 of the members of the National Assembly, the Assembly shall appoint a select committee comprising 11 of its members to investigate the matter, and the select committee shall within 10 days report to the Assembly whether it finds the allegations against the Cabinet Secretary to be substantiated. As you can see, honorable members, the Constitution is unequivocal in the procedure to be followed after a decision is made by the House at each stage of the process. The next step to be taken, therefore, is the appointment of members to a select committee to investigate the matter. Honorable members, in this regard, I hereby direct that the parliamentary parties in the House expeditiously nominate members to serve in the select committee and submit the names to the office of the Speaker for onward transmission to the Committee on Selection. Thereafter, the Committee on Selection ought to expedite its consideration of the names and bring the relevant motion to the House for approval so as to commence consideration of this matter. For clarity, and in line with the communication issued on Wednesday, 25th October 2023, relating to the leadership in the House, membership to the Select Committee will be distributed as follows. The Majority Party, 6. The Minority Party, 4. Jubilee Party, 1. In nominating the members, parties are to ensure that the nominees to the committee reflect the diversity of the House, including regional and gender considerations. I hasten to remind the House that the process envisaged under Article 152(7) is quasi-judicial in nature. The process is an important component of the accountability and oversight frameworks provided in the Constitution and requires not only diligence and conscientious, but also greater thresholds of impartiality, fairness, integrity, and independence in the performance of this function. Order. In conclusion, honorable members, it should be noted, as stated above, that the Constitution requires the Select Committee to conduct investigations and report back within 10 days. In this regard, the parties should provide to me the names of their nominees not later than today, Thursday, 2nd May 2024, and to be precise, I need those names before 1:45. Thereafter, the House will sit to consider the nominees to the Select Committee during the afternoon sitting. The committee selected is not the committee of the Speaker or the majority or minority leaders, is the committee of the House. So the names once brought, we will subject them to a vote by the House, and thereafter we'll give further direction to the committee on how they'll conduct the matter. Order. The bars can now be withdrawn. Order clarification. Once the names come to Mr. Speaker, they will not be routed through Selections Committee. That was a mistake in the communication. Once they get to the Speaker, I'll then instruct the clerk to include them in the afternoon order paper, whereafter we'll come, and I'll limit that motion to the majority leader moving, the minority leader seconding, so that we can save time and move to other businesses that are pending. You may now be upstanding. Order. Honorable members, it is now order, honorable members, it is now 1:13 p.m. The House stands adjourned until this afternoon at 2:30.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I want to go straight to the point and from the outset declare that I support the motion. And I want to thank most profusely the initiator of the motion,